Okay, so we're back again. Thank you very much for joining me on my channel. I'm just starting this boxing journey, as you may already be aware of. So maybe you're back to join me once again, or maybe you're here for the first time. Either way, I'm going to do the YouTuber thing. Like, share, subscribe, or comment. Do comment. I want to hear what you think as well. But we're going to talk about Jake Paul right now. Do you remember ages ago, they announced the fight with Tank Davis? And I said, is it really going to happen? Well, it looks like it's not happening. I told you! But to be fair, it's not happening for reasons that I didn't suspect. Do you remember in the press conference when Jake Paul started talking to Tank about domestic violence?
Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
And now look. Now, I don't know why we are where we are, but I do know that there's dramas going on with Tank Davis and it's linked to domestic violence. I do also know that there have been some complaints behind the scenes about his behaviour and how he's hard to work with and nobody really wants to have to deal with him. So I think maybe if this wasn't the real reason, it tipped it over the edge. But if we're being honest, it probably is enough to be the full reason to pull the plug. Because we don't know what's going to happen with it. And Netflix do not want to be involved in some sort of messy drama like this. Before I go any further, there are domestic violence allegations. It's alleged. We don't know. But, you know. So let's not accuse him before he's found guilty. But, you know. The thing is, as he's not being found guilty, should Netflix and MVP really be pulling the plug on this fight? Because he's innocent until proven guilty, right? Maybe there is enough evidence to suggest that he did do it. I don't know. You don't know. But there are a select few people in this world that do know. He knows. She knows. And anybody else that was there would know. Now, the incident that I'm talking about, because I've heard a few, and I don't know what's true and what's not, but the incident that I believe is the most likely of all the ones to be true, if they're not all true, is an incident that took place in a nightclub where Tank got involved in an incident with a female that apparently he's in a relationship with, and it got a bit messy, let's just say. You don't know what goes on in people's homes, but there's a very good chance that you can find out what goes on in a club. Not only is there CCTV all over the place, but everyone's got camera phones. So if Tank Davis, a superstar like Tank Davis, is in a club, phones are out. And if they happen to be in a private area, there must be a camera somewhere. No? We don't know. And we're hearing rumours that he's looking to replace Tank Davis with another fighter. Who could those fighters be? I've heard 4 names. I've heard Nate Diaz. Nobody wants to see that. I've heard Ryan Garcia. That would be a good replacement. Ryan Garcia fights at a closer weight to Jake Paul, but he walks around at an even heavier weight. So he's even closer to the weight of Jake Paul. He's a good fighter. He's got a great following. He's a big name. I'd watch it. We've also heard Terence Crawford. Jake Paul is Jake Pauling. That fight's not going to happen. Terence Crawford. He'll eat him alive. Would Terence Crawford take that fight? I don't think Terence Crawford is the type for these influencer fights. But Terence Crawford has also said for a long time now that he hasn't been rewarded financially like he should have been. He should have been getting big paydays years ago. They've only just started to trickle in now with the big one against Canelo. He's only got a few fights left. He got a monster paycheck with Canelo. He'd get a monster paycheck with Jake Paul. Would he take it? He could make this his last fight. Sail off into the distance, smiling. A lot of people think he wouldn't take this fight. I actually think he would. Imagine that. One of the easiest fights of your life is the biggest paycheck. No brainer. The 4th name on the list. If you thought Jake Paul wasn't Jake Pauling enough, Francis Ngannou. That's a 5-second fight. Hulk smash. Over. It's not going around. Hulk smash. And it's done. Jake Paul, Jake Pauling. We know it's not going to happen. Wasn't Jake Paul going to fight Anthony Joshua, but then decided to go the Tank Davis route? Well, that door can be reopened. I'm sure Anthony Joshua will take the fight. Apparently he's training. There's only a couple of weeks before the fight date. You don't want to risk losing the whole fight, do you? Anthony Joshua might step in. Hey, knock on his door. Hey, AJ, fancy that fight? I think AJ will say yes. But here's a name that hasn't been mentioned, that I think is an obvious name to be mentioned. You want a good build-up. You want a big name. You want a challenge. You don't even have to create a build-up or animosity with Cole Froch. That build-up has been happening for so long. It's a no-brainer. Cole will jump in there immediately. Why has nobody reached out to Carl? Jake Paul, Cole Froch, let's make it happen. Cole Froch is, what's he, almost 50? He's an old guy. He retired over 10 years ago. He's a lot lighter than Jake Paul. Older, retired. So all stacks in the favour of Jake Paul, right? Why not make it happen? But I'm hearing the Tank fight has been cancelled completely. It's not going to happen. And I hear the fight's been cancelled completely. It's not going to happen. So no new opponent and a no rescheduled date for Tank. It's over.
It's over, buddy.
And I think they may have a Jake Paul fight in the new year. I'm sure we're all really sad about that.